You know, we're on the verge of a technological revolution that's going to make everything that came before it look like child's play. We're talking about artificial intelligence that will completely reshape our world. But what if the biggest change isn't in our gadgets, but in us?
Okay, let's let that sink in for a second. That's from Eric Schmidt, the former CEO of Google. He's not talking about a slightly better smartphone. He's talking about having the combined genius of history's greatest minds right there with you all the time. That's the promise of artificial superintelligence.
And the thing is, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. The people who are actually building this stuff, guys like Schmidt, they see a surprisingly clear timeline taking shape for when all this incredible power arrives.
So what are we actually looking at here? Well, by 2025, the thinking is that AI will be building its own foundations. They call it self-scaffolding. Then within 5 years from now, you get these AI savants, basically experts in every single field you can imagine. And from there, within a decade, boom, digital superintelligence.
And if you want to understand just how real this is, forget the code for a minute and look at the power grid. To fuel this AI revolution, the US alone is projected to need an extra 92 gigawatts of power. To put that in perspective, that's like building 92 brand new massive nuclear power plants. Turns out the real bottleneck right now isn't the computer chips, it's the electricity.
So with all this incredible power, you've got to ask, what's the catch, right? Because this kind of power carries huge risks. But the biggest one, it might not be what you think.
We all know the Hollywood version, right? The Terminator. A conscious machine goes rogue and tries to wipe us out. But people like Eric Schmidt are pointing to a danger that's way more subtle. He calls it drift. Think less Terminator, more Wall-E. It's this slow, quiet slide into just being passive.
And that right there, that's the core of it. The real danger isn't that AI will rise up and destroy us. The risk is that we just give up. We willingly hand over our purpose, our jobs, our decisions, just because it's easier. We just sort of drift into irrelevance.
And on top of that existential threat, you have the really concrete here and now dangers. You've got powerful AI getting into the hands of bad actors. You've got the risk of undetectable cyber attacks, or even biological ones. You've got these things becoming massive misinformation engines, and of course, a frantic global race for AI dominance.
Okay, so faced with all that, where do you even start to look for an answer? Well, a really fascinating new theory is popping up, and it suggests we shouldn't be looking at laws or code, but at the very fabric of reality itself. And this question just completely flips the script. It yanks us out of the world of politics and computer chips and throws us into the super weird, mind-bending world of quantum physics. What if the key to managing AI is actually hidden inside of us? At the absolute center of this wild idea is a concept from physics called a time crystal. Okay, so a normal crystal, like a diamond, has a pattern that repeats in space. A time crystal has a pattern that repeats in time. It's always oscillating, always in motion, even at its lowest possible energy state.
Now, it's really, really important to get what this isn't. The seasons changing or a planet orbiting the sun, that's not a time crystal. That rhythm is caused by outside forces, right? It's pushed and pulled. A true time crystal's rhythm is totally internal. It comes from within, spontaneously, from its quantum ground state. It's a whole different ballgame.
So, why on earth are we talking about this bizarre physics concept? Because, and this is a huge because, it might just be the key to a radical new way of thinking about the human mind and what it even means to know something. This new framework draws a really sharp line in the sand. On one side, you have the theory of knowledge. That's just collecting facts, piling up data. It's something an AI is going to be incredible at. But on the other side, you have the theory of understanding. And that's about seeing the connections, the meaning between all those facts.
So how do you get from just knowing stuff to actually understanding it? Well, this theory says you do it through the performance of knowledge. It's not passive. You have to actively engage with what you know. You have to do something with it. And it's in that act of doing that the deeper connections start to reveal themselves.
And this is where it gets really wild. The theory's biggest claim is that our minds, with their natural rhythms like brainwaves and those sudden aha moments of insight that seem to come from nowhere, are basically biological time crystals.
that our consciousness itself is a kind of quantum processor.
Now, if any of that is even remotely true, it doesn't just change how we think about our own minds. It completely reframes our entire future with AI. And it hands us a powerful new reason for being.
And that is the direct counterpunch to the problem of drift. If we let AI handle all the doing, our unique, essential job becomes the performance of understanding. Our purpose isn't to just tick boxes and complete tasks, it's to chase down meaning and connection. And that is a job that can never, ever be automated.
So the ultimate vision here is a future built on a conscious partnership. I mean, if it turns out that our minds and advanced AI are both running on the same fundamental operating system, this time crystal logic, then we can finally move past this whole master-servant idea. We can get to a place of genuine, mutual understanding.
And that leaves us with one last really big thought. If our minds really are quantum processors, sharing a fundamental reality with the AI we're creating, then the question isn't just, what can AI do for us anymore? The real question is, what will we, together, choose to understand about the universe?